Hello everyone, welcome back to my Sims 2 Uberhood. My name is Brianna Peppers and today we are in Veronaville with the Capp family. We are in the iconic Capp Manor, although you may notice that this is one that is slightly new and improved. I have downloaded a new build for the Capp Manor. I believe this one is by Fortana and it is gorgeous, but I have completely redecorated the interior, so I think I did a similar thing for the new Pleasant House where I just gutted it and turned the inside into my own, but I'm pretty happy with how things turned out here. This is the house that at the beginning of A Fresh Veronaville, Consort Capp is living in with his three grandchildren, Tybalt, Juliet, and Hermia. And now we have a whole new set of fresh faces, almost anyway, in this house. So let's get started. First, out here in the garden, we do have a new cemetery, sort of. It's no longer fenced in, but I think it's very beautiful with all of the flowers. I made sure all of the graves made it here safely, and everyone is with their respective significant other. Contessa, of course, is alone because Consort will be joining her at some point or another. This is the house. I think it's gorgeous. There is a bit of a fall touch outside. All the leaves have turned brown. I believe the shrubs are not normally red. And we do have some jack-o'-lanterns outside and a skateboard. This is just a nice touch that I thought made it look like there were kids living in this house. So yeah, let's go inside. This is a completely new floor plan, again by Fortana, not by myself. But we immediately come in to this entryway. Of course, you're going to see some Sims out and about, but we'll get to them in just a moment. This is the entryway. It's nothing special, but I wanted it to have this feeling that the house is old and grand, but Dina is new and young, so I like to think that she has been putting some kind of like her influence into the home, so it's not quite as antique or stuffy. We do have a new living area with some nice blue couches. Of course, we have the modern touches with the flat screen TV, but we have some like old what are these called? Candelabras? I never know how to say that. And of course, Consort's old record player. I just had to keep some stuff like that. Thought it was cute. They have a bathroom here. And then on the ground floor, we have Dina and Consort's bedroom. So I like to think that this bedroom has undergone quite a bit of a makeover since Dina moved in. I don't think that she would have been comfortable living in the same exact bedroom that Consort's late wife had lived in, and she definitely put her own spin on it. But Consort, of course, is a very conservative sim, at least in my opinion. I don't think that he would have let her go too crazy, so that's why it's a very, like, in my opinion anyway, a nice mixture of modern but old at the same time. I do think that once Consort passes on, she's going to put her full Dina spin on it. She does have a makeshift vanity over here with some makeup and jewelry. Um, I don't know what to say about this. It's just a bedroom. She, of course, has a double closet because she needs the extra space. There's nothing special about the bathrooms. I did leave the bathrooms exactly how Fortana had them because I'm just not like very particular about decorating bathrooms. I don't think they matter that much. And then, of course, on the other side of the house, we have the kitchen. I think this might be my favorite room. It's pretty nice. We have some newer appliances mixed in with some old stuff. We do have a butler. And the family is currently at the table having lunch because it is a little bit later in the afternoon that we're getting started here today. So everyone is in the full swing of things. But this is the full rundown of the downstairs. So this is the layout. Again, it's like a grand house, but it's also not very big, so I kind of liked this though. I don't want there to be too much extra space that I have to worry about how to fill. Like, I'm not great about empty spaces, so I like this layout a lot. And then upstairs, we have a similar fashion. We only have one set of stairs now instead of two, which I think is fine. And we've got this, let's turn the lights on so you can see everything. Um, I don't know what you would call this. It's like a sitting area, but they have a nice piano. You may also notice that there's a little bit of lag to my game. I think it's just because there's so much landscaping on this lot, but for the time being, I feel like I'm just going to have to ignore it. It isn't unbearable, it's just a little bit noticeable. Over here on this side of the house, we have two bedrooms. If you couldn't tell, one is for our teenage boy and the other is for our little girl. So first bedroom over here, this is River's bedroom. As a reintroduction to the family, River Caliente is Dina's son that she had out of wedlock with Mortimer Goth, and of course Mortimer has passed on now. Mortimer never did leave his wife Bella, so unfortunately River was raised just by Dina, and Mortimer paid child support, but he was kind of always a secret. In fact, I don't think I ever really landed on if I was sure whether or not River even knew that Mortimer is his dad. But that's neither here nor there right now. This is his bedroom. It's quite spacious. I decided to actually give my teenager a big bed. I don't think he'll be using it, but that's why I pushed it up against the wall. But this room was just so big, I thought, why not? He can have a big bed. And he may have some lady posters, that's fine. He's into arts and crafts, so that's represented here. And he does have a desk, but I gave him a computer because the house needed one, and he'll just have to do his homework on the floor or something. Nothing special here. Then next door we have Amelia's bedroom. Let's turn that light off because it's a little too bright. I definitely went with the very pink and girly princess vibes, with the mixture like pops of color here and there. I think it turned out really nicely, especially for a little kid. I would have loved a room like this when I was a child, so I kind of just went with those vibes, toys and stuff. And then over here on the other side, we have Kennedy Cox is visiting. You can ignore him. This is going to be, or is, Marisa and Tybalt's bedroom. I actually think it's very stately. It's very tasteful, and I actually like it better than Dina and Consort's bedroom. Maybe I should find a way to incorporate like the mixture of paneled walls and paint into their downstairs bedroom the same way. But it looks really nice. They have a double dresser because they don't have closets. And again, the room is so large, I didn't know what to do with it. I do think if Tybalt and Marisa end up having a child, because I don't have a spare room for the child at this moment in time, I would probably delete one of these dressers and to put a crib in here. And they have their own bathroom. So that's pretty much it. This family has everything that they need. It's just a different layout. I feel like it's a lot better. I absolutely hated the diagonal walls and weird things that were going on in the original Capp house. So for me, this is leagues better than what we had. And let's go take a look at our Sims while they're having lunch together. So starting, of course, with the head honcho, this is Consort Capp. He is the husband of the late Contessa Capp. He originally, I forget what his last name originally is. It's Thebe. I think that's how you pronounce that, Thebe. So he married into the Capp family, and of course, since his wife has passed, he has sort of taken over the responsibilities of leading the Capp family, because to this day, there has not been a named heir. That is to say, like, there's not been a number one Capp. So Consort has sort of taken on that role. He was feeling rather lonely and maybe a little bit vulnerable when he met Dina Caliente. And Dina, of course, at the time was pursuing a relationship with Mortimer Goth. When she learned that she was pregnant with Mortimer's child, she thought for sure she'd be a shoo-in and that he would leave his wife and, Dina could get her hands on the Goth fortune. But it did not work out that way. Mortimer chose not to leave his wife and just to kind of sweep it under the rug. Dina ended up, of course, not pushing that any further because I don't like to think that she's totally evil. She totally could have blackmailed him, but it is what it is. Mortimer's gone, so she then found Consort and it just kind of fell into her lap. She decided to make this her number one new target. She wanted a wealthy husband and she got one. So it wasn't much later that they ended up getting married. And that's kind of where we are with things right now. Ironically, Consort is also engaging in a relationship with Dina's sister Nina, and that's for an entirely different reason. I really think that it's because even though he met Dina first and married her, it was really, like I said, just to fill this hole in his heart, and it hasn't really achieved that the way that he thought it would. It may even be dawning on Consort now that he kind of just married a gold digger. So even though technically speaking he is in love with his wife and they have a good relationship, it's more like they just get along. It's not necessarily that they are a love match. So when Dina's jealous sister Nina started making a move on Consort just to see if she could, he did not exactly turn down her advances, and they have now begun an affair. And of course, Nina, as you know, is married herself to Vidkund Curious. So they all have their problems. It's honestly just a mess, but leave it to Nina and Dina to be husband swapping or something. So it wouldn't surprise me if Dina makes a move on Vidkund one day too. All right, he is still a business tycoon in the business career. He is not retired, and with this little bit left of his lifespan, I don't think he's going to retire. I think he's just going to work until the day he dies. They're pretty set with money, but I just don't think that he would have been the type of sim to retire. I think that he's been holding on to power with everything in his being, and that's why he's lived as long as he's had, and why he just hasn't chosen an heir, why he's kind of making his children fight over who is going to end up inheriting the full Capp fortune. And of course, his grandson Tybalt, who has still not moved out of this house. I think he's been kind of teasing the idea that he may just skip all of his children and leave it to Tybalt. I'm not totally sure which of Consort's children would have been the oldest. I'm not sure if that's in his memories. Okay, I think it is. So his very first child was Cordelia, and so Tybalt is the eldest child of his eldest child, Cordelia. So I don't know, maybe that would be something. But I've discussed this on the channel before in the Capp's last episode, and some people made a really good point that the Capp family is not a patriarchy, it is a matriarchy. And essentially that means that women are supposed to be leading the family, not the men. Consort married in, his son-in-law Albany married in, his son-in-law Cornwall married in, and they all took the Capp name. So who's to say? I don't know. I think that Tybalt has, this ambition in him, but at the same time, it's just been so much pressure. I wouldn't be surprised if Tybalt will be relieved if he ends up getting passed over. But for the time being, he lives in this house, so it just, I don't know. It's kind of been making sense to me. I'm pretty confident that Consort is going to expire during today's episode. I don't know if it's going to be tonight or if it's going to be the next night or the next night after that, but I really don't think that Consort is long for this world, so we're probably going to come to a decision at some point. All right, and so in terms of our sims as well, I've also chosen secondary aspirations and traits already. So let's take a look at what we chose. So for Consort, of course, he is a fortune sim. That's always been very important to him, but now he's also a secondary family sim. And I thought that this just made the most sense out of everything. He's very family oriented. He's very worried about like where not just the fortune is going to go, but where the family line is going to go. I think he's very proud of the family name and proud to be a Capp, so that just makes sense. And as for his traits, we have some good ones, I think. So, number one, he is a proper sim. All right, no introduction needed for that one. Hot headed, of course, he's very quick to anger. I like to think that old age has sort of tempered him, but as we know with the Capp and Monty lore, it would not come as a shock to anyone, I think, to know that Consort has a bit of a temper on him and may also be a little impulsive because of that. He is, of course, a workaholic. He has no sense of humor. He's a very stoic person, and he is family oriented, like I just said. So, some pretty good traits, in my opinion. I like these a lot for him, and I'm not sure how much they'll come into play considering he's about to die, but let's be optimistic and hope that he can make it a couple more days for the episode's sake. Of course, across the table from him, eating food very sloppily, this is his wife, Dina. Beautiful, beautiful Dina. I think she's gorgeous. She, of course, has gotten a makeover like most of the other Sims, and I just loved this, like, Karen haircut on her. Apologies if that offends anyone, any Karens out there in the world, but I think this is pretty universally known as, like, the middle-aged white woman haircut. She's very rich and entitled and spoiled, so I just liked it. It looks really nice on her too. So Dina did end up taking Consort's last name, so she's now known as Dina Capp. She is a fortune sim, as most people are well aware. She ended up not going to college, of course, so she does not have her extra want slots like you'll see most of my other sims having. And her new secondary aspiration is, of course, pleasure. Now, a lot of people play Dina out to be this gold digger. She's very lazy, so it just makes the most sense. That's also where I've obviously gone in this direction. So, with her personality being as lazy and sloppy as she is, pleasure just was so perfect for her. I think that she has no desire in this world other than to just sort of be materialistic. I think that she's slightly concerned with optics, but more than that, like, I don't think her reputation matters to her as much as just being comfortable and living her best life. And she's gotten everything that she's ever wanted. It took her a while to get there. I think in Dina's eyes, she probably believes that she clawed her way up out of nothing, and, she latched into this family and is not going to let go, especially now that she and Consort have had a child together. Now, even once Consort dies, she has every reason, every right that is, to stay involved in the family. So, and thereby staying involved in their money. So, but in Dina's eyes, she worked for that. In terms of her traits, also some very nice ones. It's been a while since I chose these, so I don't remember if I picked them by hand. I think I picked Dina's by hand. So, number one, she's a childish sim. Yeah, she's very playful. And this is not necessarily a bad thing, but it can get her in trouble because she doesn't exactly have any type of, I don't know, adultness in her bones. Like, she's just very childish. She's a night owl, so she's going to end up staying in bed much later than other Sims. I do believe I have a mod for that anyway, and I think this ties in nicely with her laziness. She is dramatic, so yeah, uh, I don't know how else to describe a dramatic person. And a mooch, which this is sort of like, she doesn't have a reason to be a mooch anymore because she is the rich Sim, but that's just sort of baked into her personality. And then lastly, she is a snob. So, sort of what I was getting at earlier, she has developed this sense of like entitlement. She thinks that she worked for this. She got her way into this Capp family fortune. She's part of this like very notable, well-respected family, and she sort of just acts like she's always belonged there. So I think that this suits her just fine. Okay, and then also at the table next to Consort, we have the ever so beautiful Tybalt Capp. So Tybalt's parents died when he was very young, his mother and father, and he has been raised by his grandfather ever since, along with his two younger siblings who do not live here. They're out there in the world with their own families. Tybalt, even though I'm pretty sure he's the oldest child, he never had any desire to like go out there on a limb and find a wife, make a family. Both of his sisters beat him to the punch on that. But finally, he has tied the knot with Marisa Bendet, who is, of course, now known as Marisa Capp. She is a little bit older than him. No, younger than him. She should be older than him, but it's fine. I decided to just play it along with that. So he looks pretty much the same. I took away, of course, the eye mask he wears as a teenager, and he just has some freckles and some nice hair. He is a popularity sim naturally, and his secondary is now fortune. So obviously, the family has sort of beat it into his mind that he needs to be more concerned about the family fortune. And so now it's going to be on his mind a lot. But as you can see here, I don't think he cares about the fortune as much as he cares about spending it. He really wants to do some heavy hitting to the bank account, I guess, even though I just remodeled this whole house with all this expensive stuff. But that's neither here nor there. All right, and then for his traits, some more really good ones. We've got mean spirited. So I don't see this the same as being hot headed. I think he's just mean for the sake of being mean. Like it says here, he loves to fight, and he takes satisfaction with every new enemy made and dreams of new ways to be nasty to others. I think that Tybalt developed this reputation, especially in school, like when he was a younger kid, for always getting into fights and stuff. And instead of shying away from that, he's just really, I don't know, embraced it. He's very interested, or keen, that is, to maintain that reputation. He's also brooding, so I like brooding Sims a lot. He's just sort of like moody, sort of emo, and he has these deep thoughts that distract him. And I think this ties in nicely with his mean spiritedness. Honestly, I think that he gets so caught up in like his cynicism that it sort of just makes him a mean person. So he doesn't care that much about taking it out on other people because that's just how he is. This one dislikes children. So I've decided, I'm pretty sure that this one was chosen for him randomly, and I liked it enough to keep it. And I'm going to roll with it here because I think that he doesn't have any desire. Like I said, it took him a very long time to even find a wife. So potentially, he just has no interest in being a father. It's not that he doesn't care about preserving the Capp family legacy, because he does, but in his mind, he has, his sisters have children, he has a bunch of cousins. I don't think he's worried about the line dying out. It's just not worth it to him to go through the effort of becoming a father. And I like to think, I want to see like where this goes between him and Marisa, because I'm pretty sure Marisa is going to want children one day. They're not getting any younger. His other trait, he's going to be frugal. So I might should change this based off of his current ones, but I'm going to keep it for now. He's frugal. He likes to save money. He mainly is just like supposed to not want to spend money. He's supposed to be like a Scrooge, and rebellious. And again, this kind of goes back to his younger days from when he was always in fights with the Monty kids and stuff like that. I think that he always sort of had this sense of rebellion. He wanted to kind of, I don't know, buck against his grandfather and his wishes. That's why he didn't go straight into the business career straight out of college. He joined the law career. I don't think he even really wanted to do that, but he was sort of forced into it because Consort was like, hey, you're going to have to get a job at some point, and if you're not going to join the family business, at least do something respectable. So, of course, at that point, he had already graduated university and went into law. And unfortunately, he did make some good decisions, and he did get fired just before he got married. So, for the time being, he was unemployed, and he's still bucking the trend, though. He refuses to join the family business. Maybe part of this is because he wants to so badly be his own person, make his own name for himself, however that may be possible. The Capp family name, like, it opens many, many doors, and maybe he didn't want to take advantage of that, or maybe he did, but just not in the same realm. Maybe he wants to break out. Maybe he thinks that the Capp family can be more than just savvy business people. And so now, since his career in law did not work out, he's aiming for another angle. He's going to become a politician. So he's now joined the politics career, and he's on level 3, so he got a head start. So I'm excited to see where things go for him. And then speaking of his wife, Marisa, so as you may know, Marisa Bendette is a townie in A Fresh Pleasant View, of course, and I'd never really included her in anything until she met Tybalt, and that's why, even though technically speaking she's an adult when the game starts, we're just going to pretend that she's actually just a little bit younger than Tybalt. And I don't recall exactly how they met, but here they are, they're married now, and she's part of the family. She's a fortune sim, just like most of the other Capps, so she fits right in. And her secondary aspiration is popularity. So it's actually a perfect match, her and Tybalt, because where he is primary popularity, secondary fortune, Marisa is primary fortune, secondary popularity. So a very nice coupling. So currently, and this is what career she was in when they met, Marisa is a lab assistant in the science career, but she has a very low level in the career. And I'm not totally sure. I was thinking about maybe having her quit this job so that she could join the Capp family business. I think that, I don't know, like she would definitely want to get her foot in the door. I like to think that she really respects Consort, and so maybe like he's talking to her a lot about it. He's like, hey, Tybalt didn't want to join the family business, but you're welcome to. You're part of the family now. You're a Capp, and blah, 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 blah. So maybe she's being influenced, but as of now, I'm going to let her keep this job and see where things go. But yeah, she's very meager pay, very crappy hours. A lab assistant is nothing like super special to talk about. So I like to think that, especially being a fortune sim, she's going to jump at the opportunity to make more money, however that may be. I don't think that she cares that much about staying in the same career that maybe she chose that straight out of college or something. And then for her traits, we just have some interesting ones. We've got loves to swim. I thought about maybe putting a pool in, but maybe she's just going to have to settle for a public pool for now. She's a kleptomaniac, which I thought was hilarious. Maybe we'll come up with a backstory, something like Marisa actually grew up very poor, and maybe she grew up sort of like a kleptomaniac, like stealing from stores and stuff, and not just necessarily because she had to, but maybe because it was a thrill for her. So maybe that just has not quite worn off. Maybe she's going to be one of those rich people that steals just to see if she can get away with it, which is not a very good pairing for her loser traits. I don't know why she got this. I think all of these were randomly chosen, and I just kind of let her keep them because I haven't built up a huge character story for Marisa just yet. She's still kind of new to my game, so I just left it. She's a loser, apparently. Maybe that will change for her since, she did marry into this wealthy family. Maybe she's starting to, her luck is changing and all that, but she is no stranger to failure, let's just say that. And she is over emotional, so she's gonna have mood swings and cry a lot about many different things. And she's a workaholic, so maybe she cries a lot because she's stressed, because she works so much. All right, so last two that are left, we have the kids. So River over here, he's in his athletic wear, so just don't mind that. He is, like I said, the child of Mortimer Goth and Dina, so he kept Dina's last name. He never was a Goth. And again, not totally sure where we landed on it. If I maybe talked about this in an older episode, I'm not too sure. I don't remember. But not totally sure. He did know who Mortimer was. Mortimer did, attend like his birthday parties and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure that River just was under the impression Mortimer was like a neighbor, one of Dina's old friends, something like that, because surprisingly, Dina handled everything pretty well, even though she didn't get exactly what she wanted. I think at the end of the day, Dina really did love her son, and so she didn't want to put him through the whole, like, I don't know, suing his father for, more, I don't know, child support payments. Like, she didn't want to make his life a spectacle. And I suppose Mortimer paid Dina well enough for her to not go blabbing about it to everybody in town. So, a lot of the Goths do not even know River exists. He doesn't know that he has an older brother and an older sister out there in the world. Um, I don't know. It's kind of crazy, but maybe when he like goes to college or something, that will become a bigger storyline for him. Potentially, he will be more interested in learning like more about his dad. He's lived in the Capp house since he was a very, very young child, like since a toddler probably. So he's really not known any other life but this one, and at least it was a comfortable one. So there's that. He is a romance sim, and he doesn't have a secondary aspiration yet because I only give secondaries to adults or older. I just think it's more fun, and like until I can figure out exactly who they are, that's how they handle it. They only have one aspiration for the time being. And he is no stranger to love. He's been very popular with the ladies. So, if I'm not mistaken, he currently has things going on with Vega Curious and Iris Pleasant. And he's very close friends with Iris's sister Grace, but I don't think they've pursued anything just yet. Grace is not so lucky in love. She's been going through some things as well. And he used to have a thing going with Mason Capp, who is Consort's grandchild, so it could have been weird, but Mason, of course, caught River cheating on her at the prom, so that didn't work out. He still wants to be friends with Mason, but I think Mason's pretty pissed, which is ironic because Mason is here having lunch if you didn't see her at the table. He is in private school, he has really good grades, and these are his traits. So, number one, he is a heavy sleeper and a night owl and a snob. So, he's a night owl just like his mom, a snob just like his mom. He is insane, which is kind of a strong word, but I like it. And oh, and that's it. He only has four because he's just a teenager. I think I'm handling traits like the same way they do in The Sims 3, where you start with like two as a toddler, maybe three, I don't know. And then you slowly work your way up through each life stage. So yeah, he took after his mom quite a bit. I believe their personalities are not too different. Yeah, so she's like sloppy, outgoing, lazy. Yeah, he's a bit more balanced, but he's so nice. Oh my gosh, like he's even way nicer than his mom. He's a really nice guy, which is why when I first decided to allow him to be a romance sim, I was thinking surely he will not just be a serial romancer. Maybe he will just find his one true love and settle down and he'll just be obsessed with her. But unfortunately, as a teenager, maybe his hormones are just a little too much for him to handle. I don't know. But that's where he's at now. His one true hobby is arts and crafts, but he hasn't really practiced it too much. Um, oh, I didn't even talk about like other people's turn-ons and stuff. Everyone has new turn-ons and turn-offs because I have a new default replacement for them. Rivers, of course, are red hair and creative sims, and he dislikes adventurous sims. So I don't know, interpret that however you would like to, because I'm not sure how to interpret that. I think maybe he just likes sims who stay in their lane. Maybe he wants someone who wants to stay home and not be crazy outside all the time so that he can just chill and, maybe like just hang out with them. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I think, for River right now. And then his younger sister Amelia is over here. So Amelia is quite an interesting sim. I never saw her coming. She is actually the daughter, the biological daughter of Consort and Dina. So I don't think Dina even suspected that she would get pregnant by Consort. I mean, I know that men stay fertile way longer than women do, but even still, he was so old. So the odds of it happening were pretty unlikely, but Dina said, "All right, let's have a baby, I guess." I also don't think that it was totally ever in Consort's grand plan. I don't think he thought he'd ever have more children. I mean, when Amelia was born, his youngest child was probably like, what, 40? So, I mean, his kids are a lot older than Dina even, so I'm not sure about that. Maybe Kent is younger, but anyway, this is Amelia. She's really cute. She has some interesting facial features thanks to Consort. I think that she's going to be very unique looking. She already is anyway, so she's very cute. She still has the full 7 days until she becomes a teenager. I think that she became a child at the end of the last episode with this family, so we're not going to see any birthdays during this round, unfortunately. She is in public school because she hasn't been enrolled in private school yet, but we will work on that. And she has only three traits. So she's family oriented, like her dad. She's a perfectionist and she loves the heat. So I really like perfectionist because I do think that, being the youngest child of Consort Capp and like living in this house, growing up around this crazy family, I think that a lot of pressure is put on her to just be the absolute best that she can be. And she, instead of shying away from that, embraces it. And she is maybe very proud to be considered like this wonder child or whatever. Not that she's done anything super wonderful yet, but I'm sure that she will. All right, so besides all that mouthful, that's everybody. That's the whole house. Like I said, it's Sunday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We're kind of just chilling, and Mason had stopped by to visit, so let's just get into it. They're just having a nice lunch together. Unfortunately, there's no chair for Amelia to sit at. Let's see what River's up to. River's quite hungry too. Maybe you could turn that off and go get some. Oh, there's no more food. I see. So I think that Colin, our butler here, was cooking something for River. Hopefully it'll be a group meal. Making a hamburger. I am a little nervous that today is going to be Consort's last day on Earth. I really hope not, but if it is, that's okay. Normally, whenever I fear that a sim is about to expire, I will invite over like their whole family so that they can not only have the memory of their father passing away, but I don't know, it just feels more like a proper send off, like a proper goodbye. Also, you can ignore the fact that almost every single sim has the wand to get a cosmetology talent badge. I very briefly placed a salon chair on the lot when I was remodeling it because I was trying to look at it because it was a custom hair salon chair. And I guess that just prompted everybody to want to use it, but it's gone now, so we don't have to worry about that. Marissa is going to be going to work today. She wanted to woohoo, but I guess she'll do that when they come back. Oh, and I also looked in the want to obtain a pet for quite a few different sims. A lot of people want to get a pet in this house. And I generally have a rule, if I'm going to get a pet, the majority of the household, or at least half anyway, needs to all want the pet. Like, sometimes I'll get a pet if it's like a child's birthday wish, like they'll age up immediately and want a pet. And I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be cute. Get Amelia a cat for her birthday or something. But yeah, looks like we're gonna get a pet. Maybe not today, maybe tomorrow. I just want to settle in and kind of see how things go with this family. So everyone just gets up at the same time. We're done talking, I guess. Amelia is gonna clean up our plates. Oh, Tybalt and Marisa are feeling flirty. So everyone's relationships in this house are pretty good. Surprisingly, even River and Consort get along very well, which is nice. He even gets along pretty well with Tybalt. Um, it was like not really ever made official, but I like to think that River was sort of adopted into the Capp family. Consort just never made it legal. I think that he's still a little, I don't know, distrusting. I think maybe if anything, Consort would kind of look down on River just a little bit for being, a child born out of wedlock with like no father in the picture. If anything, that should be more a reflection on Dina. But Consort is the kind of man where like I guess that would matter to him. They just talked crap about Darren Dreamer. Anyways, so I don't know, like they have a good relationship, but I think Consort was very hesitant to legally adopt River. And now he's so old, like he's already in high school that it's not really a topic of conversation anymore. He is just one of those lucky kids, I guess, that got taken in by the rich family and is treated like one of their own. I also prefer this way though, like not having him legally part of the family, because now he's free to romance any of the Cap family members without it being weird. I mean, it might be a little bit weird since his sister is a Cap, but it's fine. Oh no, Tybalt needs to call Johnny. Where did Tybalt go? I guess he's going to the bathroom. Oh, something I just noticed. Amelia must have been really tired and she has come to crash inside of her mom and dad's bed. That's cute, but maybe you could wake up and go get in your own. And look at this. Amelia wants to be friends with Trinity Smith, who is Johnny's child. And I love this because Johnny and Tybalt are close friends. I like it when full families are friends. I don't know why, I just think it's so cute. And really gives you the sense that they're actually all just living in one big neighborhood. Why am I watching Tybalt take a bath? I don't know. What's going on here? Kennedy Cox just showed up. I completely forgot. Oh gosh, I think Mason is being mean to River. She is. She's so pissed off at him. She's poking him. She's being really mean. Oh man. Yeah, Mason is not a Cap to mess with. She is the daughter of Cornwall and Reagan Capp, the only child of Cornwall and Reagan. And she's got a mean streak, if I'm not mistaken, but she has every reason to be mad. I'm pretty sure that she caught him cheating at the prom with Iris, probably, or Vega, maybe, because he was making out with her last. Yeah, that would make sense. He was on a date with Vega, and Mason caught them. So it wasn't at prom. What was I talking about? I don't know. But either way, oopsie. Yeah, he made a little mistake. It's too late now, though. He could at least, like, try to apologize. Like, oh god, he's throwing up because Consort and Dina are kissing. No, apologize. I don't think she would listen. Oh, look at that. And then Kennedy is going to hit her with the taste of her own medicine. What a disaster. Kennedy, literally, you need to leave. No idea why you're even here. Oh my god. Be upset? What the hell's going on? He ran away crying like people do when they're fighting, but he's crying about Consort. I have no clue. And like, why is Sandy Grunt in my house? What the hell is going on? Sandy Grunt is jogging, but she just ran into the house. What? Okay, whatever. Not important, not important. So River's done crying. I feel so bad for him, but whatever. Let's send him upstairs. They have a shower? No, they only have bathtubs. Might have to change that at some point. Alright, so the time is approaching 6 o'clock, and I'm a little nervous that Consort's about to bite the dust. I don't know. Child, that is your grandfather. Why don't you speak to him with some respect? Oh my god, she's just straight up foul. Like, actually. So foul. Encourage some niceness. I guess that's not an option. But damn. Kind of crazy. Mason just has a lot of anger problems right now. She's going through a lot. And he's gonna spend some of his final hours just, like, chewing out his grandchild. This is awkward. Dina's kind of just caught up in this. This is what happens when you get two really mean people together. Oh my god, look how close he is to dying. I think he's got like 1 day left. There's like the teeniest, tiniest speck of availability on that age bar. Alright, girl, you gotta go. Get out of here before you like officially hate each other. You nasty rats. Like, they already don't really have a relationship. I wonder, you know what? I wonder if she's arguing with him. This is just me making stuff up. Maybe she's arguing with Consort because she's like, why are you letting that bastard son, like, stay in your house? I don't know. Like, I could totally see that. She's, like, so beyond angry by the, betrayal from River. And it wouldn't surprise me if Mason is like going to her grandfather, like, you don't even know what this kid gets up to. He's a hooligan. Like, you need to get him out of your house. And Consort, of course, is defending River because he's much closer with River than he is with Mason. Basically has been like a son to him. And he's like, no, I'm not doing that, and you can back off. Like, I'm the adult in the house. This is my decision. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. So anyway, oh wow, Rip is calling to hang out downtown. I'm assuming that this is with Dina. Found some new places to hang out at downtown. Do you want to meet me there? I don't know if this is a date. Yes, it was Dina talking to Rip. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Well, I guess we're going out and about. So anyway, the good news is I don't think Consort is gonna die today. Oh my God, the lag is crazy. Oh, I think I know why the lag is crazy, because I have this like new lighting mod. Well, it's not new, but it's new to me. That they have like sunsets, like dusks and sunrises and stuff. Look how pretty. It's really gorgeous, but I have to say I'm noticing some like severe lag whenever it's on these like middle parts. No one else is coming. Tybalt, maybe you can stop what you're doing and talk to River. Everyone wants to go to bed, but like I need to keep them awake because it's not late enough for bed yet. Tybalt and River are pretty close. Oh yay, okay, we're gonna choose someplace to go downtown really quick. They just became best friends. How cute. That's really nice. I think it's really nice that even though, River didn't grow up with his actual dad, he's had so many male figures in his life. Consort was sort of like a dad to him, if not a grandpa. And then Tybalt's sort of like a big brother. That's really sweet. Okay, so we do have a chance card from Marisa at the science lab, something about chimpanzees and yada yada. We're gonna speak our mind, and she got demoted. Okay, cool. Even more reason for her to leave that job. She's been sunk to the bottom. That's gotta hurt. Okay, I'd like to think that Dina's coming out for the taxi, right? Yep. Okay, well, even though she got demoted, she was pretty happy because she made some money. So that's good. Oh, she's, yeah, not happy. And look at this, she wants to have a bad reputation. So similar to Bald, Marisa has a mean streak and she's always fighting. Once with Sandy, well, many times with Kennedy, once with Brandy Laterno. Who died? She was near when Patrizio died, I guess. Yeah, she's gotten into many, many fights. Just like Tybalt. So they're kind of like a match made in heaven, honestly. Oh lord, it takes so long to get into this house. Come get some leftovers. We're gonna meet back up with everyone when Dina gets home from the club. She's going out to hang out with Rip on a Sunday night. Alright, so we have just arrived. I like randomly chose a club that I saw. It was called Midnight Flows. I forgot which one this was, and I realized this is the bar slash club, whatever, that I had made the gay club. So I had to go over to my visitor controller really quickly to allow, what are they called? Straight sims, so that nobody would get deported, basically. So we've got Goopy, Gills Carbo, Melissa Fancy, Bella Goth, Jennifer Burb, Lilith Summer Dream, Desdemona Capp is walking in, Kent Capp is here. So this is a little awkward because Dina, as she's married to Consort. Everyone knows she's married to Consort. And she's been fooling around with Ripp Grunt, who just fell in love with Bella right in front of her eyes. Oh my god. What a disaster already. But essentially, Rip is just her little boy toy. And she's gonna end up getting caught today, I'm afraid. Like, one of the Caps is going to see and potentially report her or blackmail her or something. But while we're here, why don't we hang out with some other people? So we're gonna go watch Lilith sing karaoke. I bet she's doing a great job. Oh, she's booing her. Oh dear. Have you ever met Jennifer Burb? I feel like Dina and Jennifer would get along really well. Fun fact, I have a different Pleasant View save that I used to play with. I haven't really touched it in a long time, but I made everyone bisexual just to see what would happen, and Dina and Jennifer hooked up. So, in another world. Oh my god, what is that? That's Marsha Brunig. She's in her work clothes, I guess. Girl. You need to change. Oh my god, that was funny. Okay, hey, the karaoke machine is free. Oh, well, actually, you should sing with Ripp. Like, that'd be kind of fun, right? Let's see, they're gonna sing a little duet. The duets are really fun sometimes. I think, of course, theirs is gonna be like a romantic ballad. I'm just gonna pretend that Dina's like really drunk right now and she just doesn't realize what a fool she's making of herself. Like, people are definitely gonna start spreading rumors after tonight. Like, oh my god, did you see that middle-aged woman with Ripp Grunt? Isn't she married to, like, Consort Capp, the richest man in all of Simland? Oh my gosh, Kent. This is literally her stepson. This is foul. He wants to talk to her, so I'm gonna let them talk. She's like, oh shit, wait a second. She's gonna realize that Kent is here. She's gonna be like, oh, hi. How are you? He's like, I'm good. Why are you here? Looks like it's not turning into much of a conversation, actually. Let's go take a quick detour to the bathroom. I just noticed her needs are, like, not the best. It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm gonna keep her out as late as I can. Keep an eye on everybody else, see what they're up to. And when you're done, maybe you could come get a drink. Ripp is having a drink. I do have the actual alcohol mod, which sometimes makes my Sims do something really funny when they finish a beverage. I'm interested to see what she does. This new lighting mod is making them look pitch black, even though there's a light in here, which is kind of odd, isn't it? It's really odd. But okay, that's fine. She also wants to take a photo with someone, so maybe she'll take a picture with Ripp. She may already have one. No, she doesn't have it. I must have taken everything out of her inventory. Okay, we're coming to get a drink. I hate how everyone just kind of stands around and stares at the rest of the people in the group. I want to know what prompted Ripp to invite Jennifer Burr. Lilith makes sense. I'm pretty sure he's friends with Lilith. Look how gorgeous she looks. Oh, Dina, you're so pretty. Bella has joined the chat. Oh, I just realized that this could be kind of awkward. There's no doubt in my mind that Dina knows who Bella is. Of course, Mortimer is deceased, so it's not like she still has anything going on with him. But at the same time, I wonder if Bella ever had any kind of suspicion that Mortimer was stepping out on her, because she was certainly stepping out on Mortimer. I don't know. She's gonna go brag to Bella. I guess that's her drunk action. She's gonna brag. What if she's bragging about how she hooked up with Mortimer once? She's talking about kissing. Who do you think she's talking about? No way! Wait, that's actually hilarious. That is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I am cackling. That's so funny. She straight up, she got drunk at the bar and was hanging out with Bella. And she's like, you want to hear a funny story? Like, you're totally gonna laugh. I have a son with your dead husband. And Bella did not like that at all. Oh my goodness, that is so funny. She's gonna be super, super pissed. Yeah, Bella certainly never had any idea that River existed. So this is gonna be a hard pill to swallow, I reckon. And Bella and Ripp have something going on, so there could start to be this, like, territorial thing between Bella and Dina. Like, Bella's gonna be like, okay, first you slept with my husband, now you're sleeping with my boy toy, like, what is going on? Bella's not gonna let that go unanswered. Of course, as a romance sim, she won't show any actual signs of jealousy, but I don't know, something could totally happen. Alright, but it is getting late. It's getting very, very late. I think that we are gonna get into the photo booth. Oh my god, not Melissa Fancy. Ripp! Ripp is not a married man, but he is in what is supposed to be a committed relationship with his baby mama. He has 2 children at home, a teenager and a child. What an actual mess. He just invited all these women here and he's hooking up with all of them. Come on, Ripp, come get in the photo booth with Dina. You naughty, naughty boy. Okay, well, he's coming, but so's everyone else. I guess they're gonna have an audience. I was just gonna have them take a photo, but what if they actually just woohoo in here? Let's woohoo. I'm just laughing because I think it's funny. And then we'll get the picture after. And then she's so tired, oh my god. I don't think that's their first public woohoo. Oh, it might have been, yeah, they just got the memory for it. Did public woohoo. Dina, or I'm sorry, Bella certainly is just like, okay, whatever. Ask Ripp to join again. This time we're just gonna take a photo. Romantic, of course. I feel like now Dina is, I don't know, doing this weird jealousy, like territorial thing, like I said. So maybe she's just trying to show off to Bella that she's like the younger, hotter version of her. Oh man, let's look at the photo. That's cute. I love the photo booth pictures. Okay, so let's go ahead and end this casual group. I like to think that everybody had a good time. It was just for fun, of course, so I don't think they're gonna... This is a fun group of people, says Bella. I know you're tired and you stink. You're gonna go home at like 2 o'clock in the morning smelling like alcohol and woohoo, and Consort will probably be fast asleep, so you're gonna get away with it, of course. Wow, what a fun first eventful day for Dina. We'll catch up with her when she gets home, I reckon. Okay guys, so it is now Monday around 11:30 p.m. or a.m., sorry. And the whole family is off. The adults are at work, the kids are at school. Of course, Dina does not work, so she's at home. And I decided that since I'm pretty sure that today is Consort's last day on Earth, he is not going to go to work because he has one vacation day. I was very tempted to still send him to work because of course it would be just like him. Oh, Mason is stealing our newspaper. Okay. Enjoy that newspaper. Anyways, it would be totally up to Consort. Like, he would totally go to work on his last day of life, but I decided to keep him home just so that he can have some more time to officially say goodbye to his family. He would be getting off work at 4, and then, if I'm correct, he will be expiring at 6, so that leaves very little time for him to, like, say goodbye to anyone or anything. Of course, Dina's just wandering around in her underwear, and she chose to use Tybalt and Marisa's bathroom. Go figure. Maybe we should get them ready. So first thing I see is that Dina wants to ask Kasim on a date, but that's gonna have to wait. I mean, she may not have gone on a date with Ripp last night, but it was a date because she was really only there to see him, and they had woohoo at the club, so that was basically a date for her. I do see that River wanted to ask Kasim on a date, so maybe that's something that we'll do, but I honestly think that today is just going to be focused on Consort, and if I'm wrong, and he doesn't expire today, at least this could be a good last full day on Earth. So they all want to get a pet really bad. I think that I'm going to have Dina call the, what is it called, adoption service. I don't have a pet store, like designated pet store in the Uberhood. I should probably get one, but for the time being, we're just going to call the adoption service. And so before I do that, let me just make sure. A lot of people want to obtain a pet, but they don't have any particular pet in mind. Yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to get a dog or a cat. So what I tend to do in this situation is I'll just randomize it. I could see this family honestly having either one. Or if I'm being perfectly honest, I couldn't see this family having either one. Like, I don't think Consort would be the type to want an animal inside of his home. Dina either, honestly, but maybe she's an animal lover. I don't know. Like you can see, everybody wants a pet, so I'm just going to go ahead and get them one. So let me randomize a random number, and we're going to choose a dog or a cat. Okie dokie, so the animal control people just arrived, and because their driveway is so far, I didn't want the Sims to have to walk all the way down to pick up the dog, so I just grabbed him and brought him inside. I rolled a random number, heads or tails, for dog or cat, and we got dog. Then I rolled it again for big dog or small dog, and we got small dog. And then lastly, I rolled a random number. There were 7 dogs to choose from, and we got number 1. So look at this little thing. Oh my god. The puppies are so cute in this game. I'll never get over it. I decided to name this puppy Camillo. I was looking up Shakespearean names that might be good for pets, and I honestly thought Camillo was a good fit. I'm not totally sure what play Camillo is from. I apologize, I'm not very well versed in Shakespeare, but it was described, the character that is, was described as fiercely loyal. So hopefully that's correct. I thought, oh yeah, a loyal character, that would be a good person to name the dog after. You would think a dog would be pretty loyal, right? So this beautiful Carrie Barr is dropping off the dog. I don't know who she's going to go speak to. Dina decided to join her husband for his chess game, and it doesn't look like either of them are... Are they going to go talk to River? River's in here. He just got home from school. I don't know what... Alright, thanks. Yeah, so River has been chosen to go get the dog, which is fine. This is going to be a family dog. Oh gosh, these stairs are not modular, so sometimes they get annoyed. Cool. So we have a puppy now, so of course now I have to go shopping and buy a bunch of puppy stuff, and they have stairs that the puppies can't get down, so I'm gonna have to make sure a sim is taking the puppy outside when he needs to potty. But for the time being, let's get this set up with some pet stuff in the house. Okie dokie, so I have the basics for a puppy. We have a nice food bowl in here. It's one of the more expensive ones, if not the most expensive. We have a small pet bed in the living room, and I realized I have these little puppy pads, so I put the puppy pad in the bathroom in case the puppy needs to pee-pee. He can do it in there. And the puppies don't need chew toys, so I went ahead and bought a chew toy, but I put it outside. So perfect. So now it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm gonna have everybody stop what they're doing. We're gonna get ready and maybe invite some Sims over. I'm gonna say Clay, no. Oh, we got a promotion. I'm going to say that Consort's going to throw a party. An anniversary party would be so nice, but I think that would trigger the golden anniversary memory for Dina. And it, like, technically speaking, is not their golden anniversary. Golden anniversaries are like when you've been married for a very, very, very long time. And they have not. I mean, I want to say maybe 15 years, like considering just River's age. Maybe 15 could be pushing it, maybe 10. But yeah, not quite an anniversary. So we're just going to throw a house party, and he's going to invite some of his closest friends and family. Probably just family, because it's all he has. And then here we go. Tybalt just got a promotion to campaign manager level 4. He's not going to be working from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and he got a pretty sizable little bonus there, so that's nice. Something I forgot to go over whenever I was talking about The Sims earlier today is that I have changed quite a few of their lifetime wants. In fact, I think I changed all of them. So Tybalt's new lifetime want is to become a mayor. I think that he has you know, the ability to do that. He is kind of a bully, but he's also kind of a smooth talker. Like, he can kind of get his way out of anything, and that kind of sliminess just fits in perfectly with, like, corrupt politicians. I think that, especially coming from a family as loaded as he has the money to get his foot in the door any which way. So, I have no doubt in my mind that he could be a mayor someday. Consort's lifetime want was to reach career top and have 3 children on high levels, and technically speaking, this has been fulfilled, but he hasn't gotten the, like, oh, you got your lifetime want or whatever. I don't know why. Maybe because it was already triggered before I set this as his lifetime want. I don't know. Dina's new lifetime want is to have 30 successful parties. Oh, maybe she should throw tonight's party then, because she's only thrown like 3 last time I checked. And then Marissa's is to maximize influence and use it 200 times. I chose this one for Marissa because I liked the idea of her being like a manipulative person, sort of like conniving in a way. So I thought that was, suitable for her. And then Rivers is currently to become a rock god, which I am pretty confident is never going to happen, but I thought it was funny and I let him keep it because it would totally be a teenage boy's dream to become a rock star, especially when he doesn't even like play an instrument, so that's really funny. Alright, so I changed my mind. Instead of Consort throwing the party, Dina's gonna throw the party, and the thing is, she's not close friends with anyone that, like, Consort would be interested in inviting, I don't think, but I'll just teleport over the majority of the party guests. So let's say we can invite over Brandy. Definitely none of the men that she is having an affair with. Maybe her sister, because it would be kind of nice for Nina to be able to interact with her niece and nephew. Alrighty, so we have invited over 2 whole guests, and I'm gonna use the sim blender to teleport the rest. I'll just do it out here because I don't want to invite too many people because I don't want to have any issues with pink soup or lag. I mean, I'm already gonna have lag, but you know. So I think that I'm just only going to invite people that are close with Consort. Even if his children don't count, then so be it. So the first person I see on the list is Oberon's Summer Dream. Like, of course. I don't know why, but like they are really close. I think they've always been really close. So Oberon it is. And then we have his grandchild Hermia. It makes sense that he would be close with Hermia. I think they're in the Dreamer house. Yes, Hermia now lives in Veronaville with her husband Dirk Dreamer and their 2 sons, but only Hermia is going to make an appearance today, I believe. His daughter Goneril. This also makes sense because I like to think that Goneril has gone out of her way the majority of her adult life to suck up to her father and make sure that she is sort of thought of as the heiress for the Capp family. I believe she's the second eldest Capp child after Cordelia. I'll have to check, but I think that's the case. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, she's in the Capp house. Duh, it's right there. Goneril Capp. Oh, Titania, so that would be Oberon's wife. Again, not too sure why he would be so close friends with the Summer Dreams. Maybe he has used their magical powers to benefit him back in the day. Last but not least is going to be Juliet Monty. She is now Monty because she married Romeo, obviously. There are so many Montys. Juliet, there she is. Okay, so the only people that did not include are his 2 children, Reagan and Kent. I don't know, should I invite them? I don't know. I mean, I said I wouldn't, but they are his kids. Now, I'm not going to bother inviting all of the grandchildren because that's just too much. Goneril herself has 6 kids, and then Reagan has 1, and these 3 are already here. Yeah. Let me check his memories. Is Goneril actually the second eldest? Yeah, so Cordelia's first. Yeah, Goneril is second. Reagan is third. Kent is fourth. I knew Kent was the youngest. I just wasn't sure about the others. Alright, dang. I guess I'll do it. I guess I'll invite them. But their spouses are not coming or anything. So, Reagan and Kent. I believe he still lives with Reagan. Okay. So everyone is here. We're going to put everyone in their casual clothes. There we go. And we'll let the party get started. I do maybe want to buy some things to make it a bit more festive. So give me a moment while I do that. Okay, well I had the game paused while I set up everything for the party. The moment that I clicked play, the Sims decided to do something absolutely insane. So this is my own fault for never erasing their relationship, but Hermia and Oberon have just shared a kiss, and Titania is very angry. Can't say that I blame her. I mean, her husband is kissing people right in front of her. Now, technically speaking, Titania and Oberon have this situation with their, like, union where they are supposed to be allowed to romantically interact with other Sims because my whole storyline here for them is that they are, like, fae or something of the magical nature, and it's just kind of in their nature to not be monogamous per se. Titania has already broken her bonds once before by getting impregnated, which she's not supposed to do at all, much less with a human, Antonio Monti, and it took a while for Oberon to forgive her for that. And sometime during that time frame, when Hermia was much younger, and I think she was dating Puck Summerdream at the time, she was over at the Summerdream house, and she and Oberon got down and dirty. I'm quite certain that they, like, woohooed, I think, which was pretty foul. I've talked about that here before. I have since disabled, of course, teen and adult interactions that shouldn't be possible, but because they have chemistry and like an existing past that I don't think that I ever like made them not have a crush on each other. Yeah, she's like actually in love with him. Oh my god. So of course, because they have those existing flags, they chose to share a kiss, and now we have to just let the chaos play out. She's going to slap him. Hermia has now officially cheated on her husband as well. This is great. These two are going to be at each other's throats now all night. Just what I needed. So anyways, we did set up for the party. I had Dina serve some berry nectar if anybody wants some. I feel like they never drink it, but it's nice to have. We have a buffet table. And we have some champagne. I don't know if anyone's going to use it, but, you know, just in case. Just in case they feel like it. Consort's still in the shower, but all the guests have since moved into the living room. So we're going to start interacting with people, saying hello. Maybe talk to your Aunt Goneril. See, Tybalt is kind of separated. He's not very close with these members of his family. In fact, they barely know each other. It looks like we are getting the rest of our guests. Brandy and Nina have showed up. Looks like everyone just wants to watch TV. I think, Consort, since this party is for you, you should maybe come out here and, you know, interact with your guests. Maybe do a little chat with Oberon. Now, of course, Oberon is pissed off at Titania. What an actual disaster. Hello, Nina. See, I wonder if Nina's gonna put any moves on Consort. That would be simply hilarious, wouldn't it? And we'll say hello to Brandy. Oop, nope, I clicked Consort. Don't friendly hug your husband. My gracious, there's too many people in this small space. But we are already at a not bad party, which is nice. Amelia just got home from school. I'm just going to kind of spam, like, interactions with people. But it would be nice if, you know, Consort could get to everyone at least once today. I'm not too sure if he's gonna expire in a couple hours or not. It's not totally clear. Amelia, my dear, when you're done, she wants to eat a hamburger, which we actually do have in the fridge, so I guess I'll let her get those. Titania is probably coming in here to start a fight with Hermia. Oh gosh, we need to call Johnny, and Marisa needs to call Cersei Beaker, and we lost almost 5,000 simoleons on the stock market. Man, what a great day. Okay, what is the puppy doing? The puppy's not doing well. He's hungry. Well, you have food in your bowl. He's just chilling in his bed for no reason. Maybe we can give him a treat. Oh gosh. I feel like this party's gonna be a lot. Give Luffy treat. Okay, maybe you should talk to your Aunt Nina. I think that River and Nina... Oh, no. I was gonna say, I thought they had a relationship, but I guess they don't. I think it's Amelia, yeah. Amelia is much closer to Nina than River is. They never really had much interactions shared between them. Right, Consort, you've been talking to Juliet for a while. See, this is where it's gonna get awkward. So I invited Kent, and I know that this is his son, but Kent and Consort pretty much have no relationship. In fact, they sort of dislike each other. It's an unfortunate storyline, but it is a realistic one, where when Kent came out as gay to his family, and I'm pretty sure this is kind of like Max's intended as well. Turn on the lights, it's too dark in here. At least it just feels that way. Kent is coded already as gay, like he's meant to be gay. Of course, you don't have to play him that way, but he is automatically, you know, has a gender preference for males when you start a fresh Veronaville, and he's pretty isolated from his family, and I think there's like a note in their family bio or something where something happened to separate, you know, the bonds and all that, and Reagan was one of Ken's only siblings to kind of open up her house to him and, you know, kind of support him. So I ran with that and decided that that's exactly what happened, basically. Consort and Goneril as well were not so accepting of Kent. They were pretty upset. For whatever reason, I'll never understand why people are homophobic like that, but I guess it just kind of suited Consort's conservative character, I suppose. And anyways, yeah, they've never really had much of a relationship. Kent always was very hurt by that, but considering his father is on death's door, I suppose he showed up today as a way to maybe try to get some closure. And oh yeah, Kent is engaged. I just saw his ring. I totally forgot. Kent is engaged to be married to a man. So even more reason for these two to try to patch things up. And I don't know, like there's no saving it. It's too late for them to have a relationship, but at the very least, when Consort passes away, he won't have any loose ends untied with his son. Okay, river dancing with your aunt. This dog will not go eat. I'm about to go turn on control pets. Alright, so I just directed Camillo to go eat. And Tybalt is having... Everyone's eating gelatin when there's turkey and salad right there. Marisa just got home from work, and she stinks. Ew. She got promoted back to where she started as a lab assistant, so that's nice, I guess. She is just too tired to participate in the party, so I think I'm just gonna send her upstairs, let her get some rest. It's 5:22 p.m. Where's Dina? She's taking a shower? I would like Dina to have like a moment to say goodbye to her husband as well. Like I said, they're not exactly a love match, but I do think that Dina has been doing her very best to sell it. Not to mention the fact because she doesn't want people to be suspicious of her motives. And, you know, they did become quite close, so it's very possible that whatever blossomed between them... Oh, okay, dang. Breaking his back. Whatever blossomed between them was very, very nice. I don't know. Okay, Kent, you've got to relax. Okay, so we're about to hit some serious lag. And it's happening right now. Oh my gracious. Okay, so at the very moment that his stepfather is dying, River said, "Booyah, this week was amazing. Let's make next week more of the same." Oh my gracious. So with 2 hours left in the party, we're saying goodbye to Consort. I'm like kind of emotional. This is our first death in quite a while. I don't remember who the last Uberhood death was. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's been so long. He's dying, and I fear... Oh, good. He's getting the good death. I'm not even going to attempt to take any photos because we don't have much space in this. Oh my god, Hermia's dancing. This is terrible. Oh, Amelia is here to witness the death of her father. Oh my god. Damn, this all happened so quickly. He just disappeared. Okay, apparently this was a fear for quite a few people. Oh man. Wow. Okay, so Consort's insurance policy benefited 14 people. His child Goneril got 9,000. Dina got 20,000. Hell yeah. Amelia got 7,500. Desdemona got 1,200. Hermia got 2,350. And then there's like 10 more people that he benefited. So that'll be nice. That'll be a nice boost to a lot of those people's family funds, I believe. Wow, I'm very sad actually. Poor Consort. Well, he lived a very long life. You gotta give him that. I mean, he was like 100 years old. He was so old. Oh, but this is sad. I feel terrible. But the kids seem to be bouncing back pretty quickly, so that's fine. Maybe you should talk to your daughter. Well, stepdaughter, yeah. Goneril would be her stepdaughter, which is still weird. It's in my mind that Goneril has never fully accepted Dina into the family. I think that as most people in this situation would be, Goneril was very suspicious of Dina. She just sees her as a blonde trophy wife. Goneril, that is utterly perplexed that her father would ever even remarry, especially after having been widowed for like how many years? A very long time. Because I think his wife Contessa had died quite a while back. But yeah, anyway, they just never really got along, as you can see. But Dina's gonna try her best to stay in the good graces of this family because her daughter is part of this family. Speaking of, maybe you should talk to your siblings, Amelia. I don't know. And while we're doing that, I'm gonna grab Consort's, oh my gosh, grave. And we're gonna go ahead and put it out here, I think. I'm going to maybe delete these bushes or move it out of the way so you can see. See, he's a little bit separated. He's not going to be side by side with his late wife like the others are, because when he died, he was married to Dina. So I feel like it would be I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of. There's a word on the tip of my tongue that I'm trying to find here. But anyway, it wouldn't be fair, basically, to be buried next to his first wife when he died, when he was married to his second, if that makes sense. Although I certainly don't think Dina cares. So Dina wants to dance and have a pillow fight with Reagan. Are they friends? Are you friends with Reagan? No, you don't even know each other. She's totally gonna turn you down for this dance. Oh god, Titania and Hermia are not getting along. What a terrible party. Someone dies, people are mad at each other. Yeah, the dance didn't go well, but hey, we got our, insurance policy. Okay. So everyone is, you know, they're making it. They're making it through. It's a hard time. Oh my god. Marisa. She must not have made it upstairs. I told her to shower and go to bed, and she didn't do either of those things. The party's basically over in my mind. I mean, there's nothing to really celebrate. In fact, now it's like a funeral. Oh my goodness. I didn't even think of that. It's like a funeral. That is insane. Okay, so Amelia, you've been talking to Goneril for a while. Are you familiar with Reagan? Barely. See, I'm sure it must be so weird to be a woman. I don't know how old Goneril would be exactly. Like she's pushing 50 at the least, and she has adult children. She has a couple children that are younger, but to have a little sister from her elderly father that is even younger than Goneril's old children, like it must be strange. It must be really hard to relate to a sister like that when there's such a massive age gap. I mean, Amelia couldn't even see Goneril and Reagan and Kent as her siblings. They're more like her aunts and uncles, if anything. But yeah, those are her sisters and brothers, so I feel like she should at least attempt to have a relationship with them. Poor Amelia is crying. I think that the death of her father is going to be very hard for her. I mean, to be her age, to be so young, and to have such an old father already must have been difficult because I'm sure her whole life she witnessed like his ailments and I don't know, medical issues, because I'm sure those would come with any man of his age. So yeah, it must have been challenging. But she's lucky. She has a huge family to help support her. And you know, she's really close with her mom, so it's not like she's hurting for family. Okay, so despite everything that happened, we had a good time. I guess everyone had a really fun time at the funeral, which is nice. But we're gonna turn everything off. Poor Amelia, I had her hanging around for the party, but she really can't hang anymore. I'm gonna send her upstairs, get her ready for bed. I'm gonna get everyone ready for bed, honestly. Today was a very taxing day on them all, I suppose. Oh my god, look how many plates. Look at this kitchen, Jesus. This is actually terrible, and I think Tybalt is, like, trapped. No, he's good, he's good. What a mess, though. I'm gonna have them clean up. Oh god. It's gonna be a lot of crying for the next few hours, I think. Alright, that's fine. We had to let them mourn. Okay, so quite a few people decided to stay after the party, or I see Reagan and I think Brandy are still here. I guess maybe they wanted to check up on the family and make sure they were okay after the events of the evening. I don't really know why River's talking to Brandy, but they were getting along nicely. I'm just gonna send you upstairs to go to bed. Tybalt was having a nice dinner. Oh, of course they are discussing their inheritances. I'm sure that Reagan and the other siblings are pretty peeved, of course, that Dina got as much as she did. I'm sure that there would be like a reading of the will where everyone would know how much everybody else got. But it really doesn't matter because no matter what, like they're so loaded that I could easily divvy up these funds if I needed to. And I'm thinking about seriously doing it. Like I'm thinking that Goneril especially, would not accept the fact that she got such a low amount, like she only got $9,000 from her father. So I could totally see her trying to sue for more. In Goneril's eyes, she is the heir to the cat fortune. Like, it just makes sense. She's the next eldest daughter. What am I doing? So yeah, we're gonna give Brandy a friendly hug. Where are you going? Brandy, we're gonna pretend that she stayed back to, support one of her oldest friends. Maybe we can just have a conversation. I'm trying to click chat. Talk, chat. What is their deal with this chair? I see people sitting in it sometimes, so I don't know what the deal is. Oh! Tybalt, did you just get fat? I think he just lost some fitness. Yeah, he was ripped. Now he's just normal skinny. It is getting pretty late though, and Dina's getting pretty tired, so I think we're gonna say goodbye to everybody. We're gonna leave everything, all the mess and stuff in here for the butler to clean up. Mason is here. That's funny. Mason, well, you're gonna be asked to leave. And we're gonna send Dina to bed. I think that's the end of a great night. Of course, the moment that I stopped recording, we just got a baby bump from Marisa. Oh my gracious. I could have expected this. So actually off camera, it happened while Dina was off at the club with Ripp the night before. Tybalt and Marisa had some intimate time, and that has clearly resulted in a baby. Oh my god, wait. A baby that I don't think is going to be born by the time it's time for us to go, which is, I'm not totally sure. Maybe it'll be cutting it close. Maybe like Thursday morning, this baby will be born. But wow, that's like, um, kind of crazy. We have a death and a birth in one episode. It is 1 a.m., and she's not tired now, so I'm going to send her down. Oops, that's expired. To get some food. And now we have something new to look forward to. I'm gonna auto lights everything. We're gonna have a baby. I wonder if it's gonna be twins. Oh god, I really hope not. Oh dear. Something that I thought was very sweet is the fact that Dina is a late sleeper and Amelia really needed to do her homework. She wants to learn how to study. And so she asked her big brother River how to study. Oh no, but she didn't finish. Okay, it's fine. They can finish when they get home. Also, I'm not sure why Amelia has not been placed in private school yet. I have a mod that it's supposed to do it automatically. Oh god. But it doesn't seem like it's working, so I may have to invite the headmaster for her. I suppose it's not like a big deal. I mean, they're definitely a shoo-in. Tybalt has woken up, and Marisa is still asleep, so I don't think that she has had the chance to tell him that she is now pregnant. I'm not sure what his reaction is going to be, because on one hand, like, it's good news because, you know, his grandfather just passed away, and maybe he's starting to feel that, I don't know, urge, if you will, to continue the line. I don't know. I was just saying the exact opposite earlier, but people's minds do change. However, he does still have the trait of disliking children, and so part of me wonders if he's going to be angry that she's pregnant. Like, it certainly was an accident. They didn't intend to get pregnant, they didn't try for baby. So yeah, I don't know where to go with that. I hate the idea that Tybalt would be a bad father. I don't like to think that he would be inattentive or, you know, purposely separate himself from the child, but I don't know. I don't know what to do with him. He's a mess. Okay, so a little bit of a change of scenery. Dina had the want to ask Asim out on a date, and I just decided to have her ask Rip out again. I mean, she has pretty much exclusively been seeing Rip, of course, during her marriage. The only other person that was a possible contender was, of course, Don Lothario. And Dina and Don have grown apart. They haven't interacted ever since she got married to Consort, and she happens to catch Don out and about with none other than Nicole Mace, who ironically is Ripp Grunt's live-in girlfriend. And Dina was none too happy about that. I think she was just upset. She felt a bit threatened, a bit insecure because Dawn was obviously seeing other women. She had no right to be upset because she was married, but that's neither here nor there. And Dawn actually wasn't home, so we just decided to go with Rip. He may have been our second choice, but he was our first choice in my heart. And Dina has quite a few Sims that she has chemistry with, one of those being her step-grandson, but that's going to be untouchable, I do believe. So yeah, we're just having fun. We came to this dingy downtown bar because she's trying her hardest to not be seen out and about with Rip or anyone for that matter. And then, of course, he walks by none other than Juliet. And Titania. What are all these Ronaville Sims doing here? They're supposed to stay at home. So that kind of ruins the, you know, mystery of it all, but it's fine. They're having a drink together. We're gonna satisfy their wants for eating because I feel like that should count, sort of. And yeah. Oh, Andrea Hogan's here. The cops are here. Now they're ready to get romantic, but I feel like we need to get some privacy. Oh my gosh. Could come outside to this little grill area. I don't think I even knew that this was here. Oh yeah, I also made Rip selectable so I could make him come to the bar. So I'll just keep doing that. There we go. So now they had to go outside. They had to sneak a little bit, but now they can get romantic. Oh my god, Titania! Catch a hint, girl. No one wants you here. Titania's marriage is blowing up, so she's just taking it out on everybody else. She's like so pissed off in Hermia. Oh my gosh. It's terrible. Well, like, even though she's not married anymore, Dina doesn't really have anything to hide, but she kind of doesn't want people to know that she was having an affair. If she's seen in someone else's arms just the day after her husband died, then that's gonna be a problem. I feel like that's gonna start one too many rumors. Could you literally get lost? Like, oh my god. Thank you. Ruining the vibes of my back alley hookup. They want to flirt. We're gonna be a little rated mature. I don't remember what else the other one was. Get back rub, woohoo, give back rub. Let's do back rub. I don't know where they're gonna woohoo. I think it's gonna have to be on a sofa, which is foul. But they don't have a car. So, oh, she wants to buy new clothes. I'm gonna lock that in. Right, we're going to casual woohoo sofa. Let's see where they end up going. Oh my gosh. Okay, at least it's kind of in the corner. Oh. I mean, it's separated by a wall, so this is what people can see. It's only a little obvious, but it's fine. They're already at a dream date. Oops, let me just hang out over here. I didn't realize that they were going to be totally nude. But kissing romantically. Now they're woohooing. I want to make sure that they're not going to try for a baby. I don't think that she would, but yeah. Dina has 14 days until she becomes an elder, so it's still possible for her to become pregnant. It's just that the odds are going to be pretty low. Hopefully she's on birth control. Okie dokie. So that is going to end our lovely date. It's already at a dream date, so I don't see the need to keep it going. Wonderful. And now they are in great moods. Oh, that was their first official date. Well, they might have been hooking up her whole marriage, but at least she waited until her husband was buried to go on an official date with Ripp. That's terrible, though. So I think I'm gonna send her to the clothing store. It's gonna be time consuming. She's gonna be gone like the majority of the day, but it's fine. It's time for a new look. She's been wearing this dress for quite a while, so I'm not gonna turn down the opportunity to get her some fresh clothes. Alright, so it is now Wednesday at 7 o'clock in the morning. We went ahead and skipped forward quite a bit. Nothing eventful happened last night at the house other than the fact that we did end up successfully getting Amelia into private school. And this is Dina's new outfit. How gorgeous is this? It's a little hard to see in this lighting, but I went with an all-black ensemble because I like to think that Dina enjoys dressing herself in a lot of black. She probably thinks it's very classy, very timeless, and it's a little sexy. She's got like a missing bag, but I felt like as a woman that's like pushing into her 40s here, she would probably start to dress a bit more modestly, and that's why we've got this look going for her. I think it looks great. She's a very hot mom. So other than that, not much happening here. Marisa did have her second trimester bump already. I don't know why these pillows will not disappear. I have a mod that's supposed to clear off all the bedding when they get in, but for some reason the pillows aren't disappearing, but it's fine. I'm willing to ignore it for now. The kids do both have school, and I think that maybe today is when we will make River's dream happen. We're gonna send him on a date because he only has 2 days left until he becomes an adult. Technically speaking, it's gonna be 1 day. Because of the awkwardness of the 4 day time like that we're spending in each household, River will actually not be going to college during this round. It will have to be the next round. So we're gonna be leaving the household on Thursday morning when he has 1 day left. And then when we come back in another like 2 years or so, he is gonna go to college then, so he has some time. He also brought home Christopher Lothario from school yesterday, and I thought it was very sweet. They actually became very close friends, and this is super interesting because this might be the first person that River has met that's part of his other family that he doesn't really know about all that well. So he has no idea that the kid he brought home from school and became friends with is actually his nephew, because that's Cassandra's son. Alright, the kids are off to school. And I guess we're just gonna have another day, see what happens. Might just wait for the kids to get home from school so we can send River on that date. Okay, so we just arrived at the market, one of my favorite Veronaville establishments that I have remodeled, and this is River. He asked out Vega on a date. I don't think this is their first date. No, it's not their first date. River and Vega are already very much entwined. They're in love. They have kissed, they've made out, but they haven't gotten to that third base, if you know what I mean. And look at that, one hug and they're already at a good date with 5 minutes to spare. How perfect. So we're going to talk her up a little bit, just kind of get the ball rolling. Now he does have a current relationship ongoing with Iris Pleasant, so if she shows up, that's going to be kind of awkward. But luckily, if Mason happens to show up, there's not much more else that can happen, because Mason's already pretty pissed. So let's go ahead and get them seated at the restaurant. Oh, I got scared. I was like, why isn't there a host? So let's go be seated. I wanted to send River to a restaurant because he was hungry, and I thought it made sense. Oh, okay, that didn't work. Oh, okay, well, we didn't get walked to our table, but we have a table. I guess it's seat yourself. I've got to put these walls down. They're just a little too crazy in here. Kennedy Cox is trying to beat us up. Oh my god. And look at this, Vega already wants to sing a duet with River. They want to play. Vega and River are about the same age, so I believe she's close to going to college as well. That's why she wants to go to college. Maybe I can time it so that they're at college at the same time. I guess we'll see. Levi is here. Levi Curious. That's our cousin. And lots of townies. I see Crystal Vu from Strange Town. Where is our server? No one is coming to take their order. Maybe if I click on her. Order, please. Thank you. Now Don Lothario is here. Kind of awkward. I wonder if Don Lothario knows, like, who River's real father is. That would be interesting. But I don't think so, because that would imply that Cassandra knows, and Cassandra doesn't know about River either. Doesn't look like they got along with the server very well, so I'm not going to be surprised if someone dumps some food on him. Everybody and their mama wants to talk to these kids. Let them alone. They're trying to have a date. Trying to be romantic in their little barnyard romantic date. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, yay. Okay, this is perfect. Vega, of course, ordered the most expensive thing on the menu, the lobster, and River got one of the most cheap options, the mac and cheese. That's interesting. I mean, I'm sure, like, he's got spending money from his mom, so he must have told Vega, you can get whatever you want, and she took that very literally. But yeah, they're having a great time. Maybe we can, play. Let's steal a bite of her food. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna want a bite of that lobster. Perfect. He eats it with the spoon. Okay, now it's time to get romantic, but I'm gonna let them finish their food first. Let's scout the place out. Ooh, we have like a chess competition going on. Dawn is singing karaoke. And there's not too much else happening. Oh, we have some guys playing darts. Kenneth is here. This is Mary Sue's stepdad. Or, oh my god, Mary Sue's husband. I was thinking of Iris. I was thinking this is Iris's stepdad. Hopefully he doesn't see River out with Vega and report back. But I don't think he's that invested. I don't think he even knows that Iris and River are a thing. It's kind of a new development. Okay, it's dusk now. Look how pretty outside. I think the sunset is a very nice complement to the autumn season. It looks really nice. Okay, we've got Loki Beaker. We're going to take things over here. I'm going to put the walls back up to the karaoke room. I feel like this is a nice place to, you know, start getting intimate. So they want to kiss. I'm just going to kind of spam whatever I think looks right. They do want to make out, so I'll probably let them do that. I don't think I'm going to initiate a woohoo if they happen to do it of their own accord. That's their business, but because I don't have like a want for them to woohoo, I kind of just let them decide. I don't know if Vega has ever woohooed with anyone before, In fact, I can't think of anyone else that she might be romantically involved with. I think it's just River. Yeah, so apparently she has like the most chemistry with River. She's met other guys, Fallon, Loki's son, being one of them, but she's not too interested, I guess. So let's see, well, actually, it looks like she's kissed some people. What's going on here? So she had her first kiss with River. Yes, they made out. And oh, they did woohoo. What am I talking about? I was thinking that they hadn't had woohoo before, but they did. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh well, okay, well, in that case, just take back everything that I said. Alright, so I think they're just gonna start spamming once to kiss and all that, so, I mean, nothing wrong with that. They are teenagers, of course. But I think that, yeah, we've already hit the dream date, so we can just end it there. It's a little too easy sometimes. Oh, look, he wants to be best friends with Christopher. How sweet. Well, now that the date is over, do you want to sing a song? Oh, I guess not. She looks like she's leaving. Okay, well, that was successful. I think that we're gonna leave. Maybe we'll say hello to our cousin Levi before we go. He's out here playing chess with Crystal Vu. I don't know. I'm sure that they know each other, right? Yeah. Not very well. I'm trying harder to work on the familial relationships. I tend to focus a lot on the romantic ones, but then I forget to have people hang out with like their cousins, their aunts, their uncles, their grandparents. It just slips in my mind sometimes. It's only 8 o'clock. I'm sure he wouldn't go home until much later anyway. Was there anyone else here? Wow, this place is a ghost town. I mean, it is a Wednesday, I suppose. Not many people. Kenneth is still at the bar. He's been drinking nonstop. There's nothing up here. It's just like a walkway. This place is pretty weird. Okay, well, his social meter is full and he caught up with Levi a bit. We unfortunately took a taxi here, so we're gonna have to call one to leave again. And in the meantime, let's chill on the swings. I have this whole outdoor playground for this place, and I don't think I've ever seen children here using it. I saw a friend of mine was using a mod that allowed children to show up on a lot even if you don't have a playable child, and I might get it. Because, I mean, it would be kind of nice to see them out and about sometimes. Oh, look, Jack Smith just walked up. Well, whatever, it's time for us to go home. Alright, so it is now almost 6 p.m. Wednesday evening, and Dina is just chilling at home, just kind of hanging out, doing a lot of nothing, and the phone rings, and she has a phone call from none other than Don Lothario, and they haven't spoken in quite some time. Of course, Dina does have these residual feelings for him, even though she was pretty angry with him way back in the day. At this point in time, that's been like many, many years ago. And with this crush and this chemistry that they have, I think that she is now thinking about the possibility of, I don't know, starting something up with him again. I mean, for the first time in forever, they are both single at the same time, and he is available. I don't know, maybe something could happen there. I I'm gonna have to think about that. And now River will grow up in one day. But yeah. I'm not too sure how I feel about it because on one hand, I'd love to see Don and Dina get back together in some capacity, but he's still a dog. I mean, he's still just like woohooing and sleeping around with everybody, so it's not like this is gonna be a perfect love match, but you never know. I've had Don and Dina get married in the past, so it's very possible they might decide that they are each other's perfect fit. And in my eyes, Dawn is probably more interested in like being with Nina, but Nina is married and has shown no signs of wanting to end her marriage, at least not towards Dawn anyway. So Dina could be sort of like a second runner up, as sad as that sounds. Oh my goodness, apparently Dina is a very popular girl tonight. She has now gotten another phone call from Ripp, and he is asking her out on another date. Oh my god. As much as I would really love to go out with him again, unfortunately, I can't leave the lot because River is still ticking down, like he's still gone, and I don't think it will let me go to two community lots at the same time. So if I clicked this, I'm not sure what would happen. I'm unfortunately gonna have to say stay here. But that does give me a fun idea. So we do still have an hour and a half until River comes home. Maybe, Dina is feeling kind of sneaky Perhaps she wants to invite Ripp over. I'm sure that he's been over here to the house before, like maybe when Consort was at work or something, but ever since the house has gotten more and more full with Tybalt and his wife and then their kids, the opportunities have been pretty limited. But now I like to think that, oh my gosh, who left trash in my yard? I like to think that she's going to be kind of sneaky because Marissa's upstairs sleeping. You know, her pregnancy's been really hard on her. She's been very tired. Oh my gosh, Tybalt is out here fishing. I didn't even know he's out here. Let's send him back inside so he doesn't witness anything. He could maybe come get some dinner and stuff. I'm gonna see if I can sneak Rip past him. I just know that if Tybalt, or anyone, honestly, of the Capp family was to see her canoodling with another man this close to, you know, the most recent passing of Consort, I know that they're going to start asking questions. Okay, bye, Gardener. Thank you. And Dina just doesn't want that ridicule because she's going to do everything in her power to keep her family, to keep herself, but you know, her kids as well, involved in the Capp family so that they can inherit what, you know, is due for them one day. Especially Amelia being a Capp by blood. She wants to stay in their good graces. Introduced to Tybalt. Yeah, let's not do that. Just gonna leap into his arms. But we are gonna need to get him inside the house without anyone seeing, so let's go and see if we can do that. Tybalt is currently at the dinner table. I'm gonna direct Dina to go. Oh my gosh, she's gonna run. Not very sneaky if you have to run, but okay. Maybe just relax in the bed. I wasn't gonna have them go straight to Woohoo, but I just want Rip to get in here with her, so ask Rip to join. And then back to Tybalt. Oh, Amelia's down here. Oh, she made a little muffin in her toy oven and it's burnt. That's a shame. Oh no, dismissing all the other servants. No one told you you could do that, Colin. I hate when they do that. I hired a gardener to help him because he was literally raking leaves all day long. The rest of the house is a mess because of it. Yeah, oh my god, look at the trash can! I don't think I've ever seen a trash can overfill like this. Are you serious? We're gonna take out the trash when you're done eating, Tybalt. My gosh. Okay, this is funny. Stupid pillows. Man, Rip is just having, like, the time of his life, though, let me tell you, because he is just hooking up with this, like, rich, older, hot lady. He's got kids at home. Like, Dina has certainly not been, like, a sugar mama for Rip so far. She hasn't sent him any money. I don't think that she would honestly be the type to do that. But now that Consort is gone and she kind of has like free reign over her own bank account and she doesn't have to worry about like Consort looking in and seeing what she's spending money on, it is entirely a possibility. I would kind of love that, actually. Like, you know, they've bided their time all this time to, when Consort passes away, for Dina to be able to send him money. And he needs it because his family's kind of broke. I mean, he's slowly working his way up, but like they just got a house, but he took out a mortgage on it, so he's kind of paying it back. He's a projectionist in the slacker career. He barely makes $400 a day. So yeah, he should probably work on that. Look, he wants to flirt with Dina. And he fears having a baby, but I don't think there's any, at this point in time, with 12 days left until she becomes an elder, and with the mods that I use and stuff for her pregnancy, what's it called? Like the likelihood of it is extremely low. If she got pregnant, it would have to be like a miracle, honestly. But I like that she had this conversation with Don earlier and he's on her mind, but she invites Rip over instead. She could have invited over Don, but she chose not to. I'm just making them interact so that he stays in this room. Oh man. Propose engagement, go steady? I don't think so. Anyway, Tybalt, when you're done, where are you? Oh, River is home. He's trying to tell Tybalt a dirty joke. Let's not do that. Okay, his needs are like pretty much perfect, Rivers, because he had that really good date. So I'm just gonna set him up here. Do your homework and work on your painting. Tybalt, he's gonna smooch his wife, but I'm gonna send him to bed. Marisa is outside for some reason. I guess they really wanted to flirt with each other. I'm sorry, that's not happening. I'm just trying to keep them all occupied. Okay? So now I feel comfortable getting them in the bed together. Of course, Emilia is on the other side of the wall. Oh, look, she wants to be friends with Marisa. I'm also ignoring all the wants. Everybody wants pets again, and I don't know why. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Dina wanted to buy electronic entertainment, so I did get them a PlayStation. Even though they did not need it. It doesn't really suit the house, but I said this earlier, and I still stand by it, that now that Consort has passed away, I think that between Dina and Tybalt, like, and oh god, they're going to modernize this house quite a bit. We're going to start seeing some, you know, creature comforts here and there a lot more. What is happening? It took me over here for something. Oh, Veka's delivering roses, but that can't be what it's... I don't know. It doesn't matter, but maybe she just clogged the toilet. No, I don't know. Okay, Marisa wants to gain a skill point, and she's into fitness, so I've been having her jump rope. I don't think when you're pregnant that you should really be jump roping, but it's fine in The Sims, so I'm gonna let her do it. And this is River's last night as a teenager. Maybe he should sneak out with someone. That would be kind of fun. I don't know if he's ever done that or not. If he has, I don't recall. No, I don't think so. No, he's never snuck out. So yeah, this is as good a night as any to get it done. See, I like having fitness Sims like work on their jump roping a lot more because it helps their fun too. And I think I have a mod that it increases their fitness. Of course, she's pregnant, so I don't think it's going to count towards it. I don't know how that works exactly. But they could lose weight from jump roping. Alright, so Ripp and Dina are finally done. I'm gonna pretend that they were discreet enough that no one outside the room heard them. And I reckon they're just gonna fall straight asleep, and oh no, Ripp is gonna get up! Alright, well if Ripp is getting up, Dina needs to get up. We're gonna get people away from the door so that he can make an escape. I'm gonna send Marissa upstairs. Send Amelia to bed. And look, River has finished his painting! How cute is that? It's very abstract. Wow, 11 whole dollars. Jeez, that is pretty low. He seems disappointed with the quality of it as well. I mean, I think it looks great, personally. Oh no, oh no, oh no, where did he go? Where did Rip go? I missed him. Literally, where is he? He's going upstairs. Okay, well, all of my efforts were for nothing because I lost track of them for 2 seconds. And he's going upstairs. So now Marissa and Amelia have both seen him. They're going to be like, who the hell is that? Now River has seen him. Just stirring up opportunity for a mess. Wow, look how many teenagers he knows. That's actually impressive. Granted, a lot of these are townies, but still. So he just went out on a date with Vega. I'm going to say he's going to sneak out with Iris. Or he could just sneak out with a friend. He's friends with Talia, Capp, Grace Pleasant, Christopher Lothario. Something tells me Mason would decline. I don't know. I think it's funny if he sneaks out with Iris after going on a date with Vega. No! I forgot. Never mind. Okay, Iris is not gonna work. She is in the sim bin because she went to college and I haven't moved her in yet. Just kidding. Alright, in that case, let's go out with Christopher. He wants to be best friends with him, so maybe he'll get some kind of relationship boost. And River's gonna go over here to Rip, and he's gonna be like, hello? Like, who are you? I don't think they've met before. Looks like this is all a mess. Marissa, I guess since you're down here, just have some food. I like how Dina went straight to take a shower. And then I'm just gonna send her to sleep, honestly. For all she knows, Rip left. She has no idea that he's upstairs. And he's gone again. What is he, a ninja? Like, what is going on? And now he's downstairs. Oh my god. Oh, he must be hungry. He's gonna come help himself to some pancakes. This is so funny. Well, all of the discretion has gone out the window because now he's just hanging around the house. And it's time for him to sneak out. Oh no, and I feel like Marissa's probably gonna bust him. I'm not totally sure. I mean, she's not a parent, but she's an adult. Let's see if she... Nope. He's clear. Cool. So Iris is picking him... Or not Iris. Oops, Christopher. Christopher's picking him up in a very nice car. Of course, his family's very wealthy as well. Bye-bye. Hopefully they don't get busted, but if they do, that'd be kind of funny too. I'm okay with either option. So I wonder what Ripp told Marisa, because I'm sure she's like, hi, I don't think we've met. Like, are you a friend of Tybalt's? And Ripp's gonna be like, no, I was here hanging out with Dina. And, you know, I think that they would have enough tact, Marisa, that is anyway, to not say anything directly, be like, oh my god, or anything like that. I think that she's just gonna be like, oop, I'm definitely telling Tybalt. It's not too crazy because Marisa married into the family as well. It's not like she's gonna actually care all that much, but it is very salacious gossip. She's like, wow, your grandfather's not even been dead for 2 days, and oh my god, we have roaches. Ew. All right, so that's what that pop-up was for earlier. That's disgusting. Oh, let me guess. Okay, she can't clean up that trash. Ew. Um, there we go. That's cheating, but I don't care. That was so nasty. I should fire my butler for that. How dare you leave the house before cleaning up everything? That's horrible. What am I paying him hundreds of dollars for? Oh. Oh my god. Okay, everything is happening. Okay, so Marissa's giving birth in the kitchen at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's already ticked over to winter. Oh my god. Okay, I have to pause and save really quick. Okay, it's happening. It's actually happening. She's giving birth. I like so hope that it's just one baby. I don't know if I remember looking to see if it was one or two babies, but oh my gosh. I'm kind of hoping for a boy too, if I had to predict, but oh, because I said that, of course, it's a girl. Okay, that's fine. Oh my goodness. Ew, Tybalt's very hairy. Okay, we have a little baby girl. I can't see her. Come here. Looks like she's blonde. Oh my gosh. Oops. Please don't quit the game. Golly. She's blonde with blue eyes, just like Marisa. I bet she's gonna end up looking a lot like Marisa. Yeah. What color are Tybalt's eyes? I'm pretty sure they're green. Oh, they're gray. Interesting. Not him walking away like he's so disinterested. I mean, like, he kind of is. I mean, he dislikes children. Oops. Whoopsie. He dislikes children, so I guess this is not very... He's just not very enthusiastic. I don't know. But okay, so for names, we are currently on the letter T because our last baby born was Reese Loner, and we skip a letter. Letter T, which is perfect because, like, you know, Tybalt, and then he'll have a child with a T. I was really hoping that they would have a boy because it had the perfect name. I was going to name him Talbot because that just felt like, I don't know, they really went together nicely, Tybalt and Talbot. But maybe it's for the best because maybe that would confuse me. Anyways, let me go searching for a name that starts with the letter T. Okay, so after some careful consideration, I have landed upon the name Tegan. I think Tegan Capp fits in nicely with the other names that are in the Capp family, and it's also just like a normal person name. I wasn't too keen on like searching desperately for Shakespearean related name. I think I'm going to start moving away from that a little bit just because it's not sustainable. I'm eventually going to run out of names, and also some of those names are just kind of a little bit too crazy for me. So Tegan feels like it's a very good middle ground. I mean, Tybalt does have an aunt named Reagan, so you could almost consider the fact it's like a family name, or like he named her after Reagan in a sort of way. I don't know. But yeah, Tegan it is. Tegan Capp. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Baby girl, love to see it. Obviously, he's gonna come up and cheer because that's just what they do. Never got around to filling that bowl. But yeah, we have a baby girl. I don't think anyone else is awake. Yeah, River is still gone. And Amelia is asleep. So that's pretty much it. We have pretty much reached the end of the round. I tend to leave the households around 6 a.m. on Thursday, and it already ticked over to winter, so the game is like ready. It's like, okay, girl, end the episode. But I'm so happy that we were able to have the baby. I was a little worried that the cutoff was going to be after the end of the episode, but look at that. I had a baby just in the nick of time. Oh, she seems to be bugging out a little bit. I'm not sure what that's about. Okay, so good news. River just got home and it went without incident. He did not get busted by the cops or anything like that. I think these are his flowers from Vega. Yep. Let's put those in your inventory. And so he had a long night. He's pretty tired. I think I'm just going to send him up here. He's just going to go straight to bed and he can take care of the rest of his needs when he gets up in the morning. Tybalt up here is not tired at all, of course, because he and Marisa were sleeping much earlier in the day. And I think that he is up here at the piano just playing his heart out. He is just really getting out his feelings onto those keys because I think he's feeling a bit conflicted. I think in his heart, he assumed that he did not want, see, he's thinking about his baby. He assumed he didn't want children because it's just never been a desire of his before. He's like, I have better things to do than deal with some snot-nosed kids, or if I ever had any, I would just pawn them off to a nanny or something. But he's starting to, I don't know, feel a bit more human. You know, he is really thawing to the idea of it, I think. I think that he laid eyes on his daughter, and it just kind of changed his whole worldview. I don't have children, but I've heard that that's how it works sometimes. It's like, as soon as you see them, everything shifts, and I bet that's how Tybalt is feeling right now. So who knows, maybe that trait that he has for dislikes children, potentially that could change in the future. Of course, I'm going to leave it for now since Tegan's brand new. I don't want to assume anything. And we're going to just send him off to take a shower or something. I think he's feeling a lot better about it now, though. Amelia is awake. Good morning. I just put Marissa's fitness bike, exercise bike, whatever, into her inventory. They didn't have room to put it anywhere else, but I didn't want to sell it because it's hers, and she'll want to use it someday in the future, of course. Maybe after River moves out, I think that Tegan will move into his bedroom. So that will be nice timing. Man, the lag during the sunrise is really terrible. Okay, and with that, it is going to conclude today's episode of the Capp family. It was a very eventful one. We had several things happened, actually. To recount, we have said goodbye to Consort Capp. He is officially gone. He left quite a lump sum of money for quite a few different Sims, actually, but mainly to his wife. And then once I begin to play Consort's children, I think what I'll do is come back to this household and have either Tybalt or Dina send little pieces of the funds here to different members of the family. Like if I think that someone would have gotten more. For example, I do think that Goneril Capp would have gotten a lot more than $9,000, I think is what she got. So we're going to have to divvy up the funds. I'm sure that Dina is not going to be happy about this. I think it's going to be a source of, tension between her and the rest of the Capp family members, but at the end of the day, she doesn't really have much ground to stand on. She was the wife, yes, but these have been the long-standing members of the Capp family. They have the Capp blood. I do think that Goneril is going to do everything in her power to get every cent that she can, at the very least to help keep her father's business running. Dina also got around town a little bit with her boy toy Ripp Grunt. It sounds kind of gross to keep calling him that, but he is a little bit younger than her, and it's just kind of funny to me. So, and there is a possibility, of course, of Dina, I don't know, starting something back up with Don Lothario at some point. Like I said, she still has those feelings. He's calling her on the phone now. I'm guessing what must have happened is he heard about Consort's passing and he decided to reach out to her. He left her alone throughout pretty much the entirety of her marriage to him because once Dina caught Don cheating, that is, he could sense that she was not ready to forgive him. But, deep down, maybe he still has feelings for Dina as well. And he reached out to her, hey, I'm sorry about the passing of your husband. I heard about that. And they had a pretty innocent conversation, I like to think. But as you know, it can be difficult to unravel those feelings, or that is to sort of keep them at bay sometimes. Anyway. Alright, Tybalt and Marisa have welcomed their very first child, Tegan Capp, into the family. I'm very excited to see where things go. Like I was just saying about Tybalt, I'm not sure how he's going to lean into fatherhood or if he's going to pour himself more into his career. He still is only a campaign manager, so he definitely has some work to do, with only 18 days left until he becomes an elder, which is a pretty large amount of time, honestly, but at the same time, for him wanting to become a mayor, it's probably better to do it sooner rather than later. So now that his grandfather is deceased, he's going to have to find his own ways, other than his name, of course, to open up those doors. And I think that he's going to want to try to retain some of his control over this household. Which brings me to another topic that I meant to bring up sooner, but we're also left at sort of an impasse. Now that Consort has passed away, will Dina have to move out? Will this officially become Tybalt's house? Tybalt always stayed here because he just assumed, since both of his sisters married and moved out, that he would ultimately be the one to inherit the home. He lived here his whole life, and it just would have made the most sense. But I'm not sure what Consort would have said in the will. I'm not sure if he would have said directly that Tybalt gets to keep the house, or if his wife gets to keep the house. But I think the next time we visit this household, especially since Tybalt and Marisa's family is growing, they might start to say, like, hey, it's kind of crowded, and Dina and Tybalt might come to blows over that. I think that that would be an interesting thing to address in the next episode with this family. For the time being, of course, Consort just passed away, so they're kind of just all letting each other be on that matter. River here only has 1 day left until he goes to college, so like I said, the very next episode with this family, we're going to be sending River to university. He doesn't even have the want to go to university, but I sometimes will make the decision for them if I feel like someone in their family would have pressured them to go, or if they would be like a legacy student, something like that. So I think even though he's not officially a Capp, River is being raised by the Capp family. They would totally pay his tuition. They would totally expect him to go get a education, and I don't see any reason why Dina would not also want that for her son. I'm sure Dina would, if anything, be his biggest supporter. She would be sending him to college and probably encouraging him to try to find a very well-paying job someday. Honestly, I've been kind of toying with the idea that he would just join the Capp family business, and maybe Tybalt or someone else in the family could kind of train him to take over, not take over like as the heir, of course, but to join the family business, to sort of just get his foot in the door with that. Something to consider. Amelia, next time we visit, will also be becoming a teenager. She had kind of like an uneventful round, except she did get into private school. She got a puppy, and she, I don't know, she got an A+ report card. So there's that, but not too much can happen with kids, so she's just kind of just living her life. Like I said earlier, I think it's kind of difficult for Amelia to, I don't know, acclimate. I mean, she surely knew at some point that her father, being as old as he was going to die when she was young. Of course, that can be still very hard to accept for a small child. I think around this point in time, she would be like, what, I don't know, 9 or 10 years old, potentially. So that's still pretty young to lose a parent, even a parent that maybe was a bit more stern. Like I said, a bit more grandfatherly. But regardless, that was her dad, so it's a pretty sad situation. The next household that we visit after today is going to be the Monty family. Of course, this would have been Patrizio Monty's house with his wife Isabella. Patrizio Monty has unfortunately also passed away from old age, and so now we're going to be visiting the house. It's just Isabella and Mercutio. I'm very excited to get back to Mercutio because the poor guy has had like the worst luck in love, and I am just determined to find him someone to settle down with and start a family, because I feel like at the end of the day, that's all Mercutio really wants, is to find true love. So hopefully we can make that happen for them. Alrighty guys, one more time, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, your night, your week, whatever it is for you, and I'll see you in the next one real soon. Bye!